Call it a cost of doing business. The best way to protect against thieves is to hire better thieves. Eron the Relentless, flavor text of Ambush Party. Wielding unimaginable dark powers and having the confidence to threaten Planeswalkers back when they were effectively gods, you'd be forgiven for thinking Baron Sengir was the unopposed ruler of the plane known as Ulgrotha. But, though his reach was great, he was not the only power on the world. The Great Wood had become home to an avatar of nature itself, protecting its inhabitants from danger. Aeron, to the north, defies the Dark Barony through its devotion to the Church of Serra. And deep in the Costan Mountains, lording over goblins and offering subtle aid to those under Sengir's sway, sits the immortal bandit known to all as Eron the Relentless. Eron's life began as that of a vagrant, a simple thief living on the streets of Aeron. As his reputation grew, he came to desire something more, and so approached the Floating Isle, the wizard's school. There, he met the wizard savant Bernathine, who made Eron an offer. The deal was simple. Eron would journey into the dangerous wastelands, into the heart of the Castle Sengir, and retrieve something for the wizard. In exchange, the wizard would cast for Eron one of the spells in his possession. Eron's journey to Castle Sengir was a perilous one, but eventually he wound up in the library, where the thief found Grandmother Sengir asleep, next to her being an ancient tome. Betting that this was what the wizard desired, Eron took a risk and snatched the book, escaping the castle after only a few hours. Successful and, being a gambling man, he requested that his reward be the final spell in the book he stole. Bernathine agreed, and when the magic was done, Eron found himself to be immortal, unaging, and undying. He would return from any form of death, with only the scars to show he was ever harmed. Now perhaps the most powerful thief to ever walk Ulgrotha, Eron put his immortality to use in his adventures. One story goes that he would face a whole squad of guards, armed only with a knife. In another, it is said that he escaped imprisonment by hacking himself to pieces. As Eron's immortality made his adventures legendary, he found himself becoming bored of the thief's life. After some time as the immortal rogue of Aeron, he set out on a year-long journey across the homelands, searching for true adventure or purpose. His travels eventually took him to the doors of Costan Keep. There, in a moment of excitement, he forced his way inside and declared to all present that he was now the king of the goblins. The goblins, being reasonable fellows, naturally killed him on the spot and fed his body to their wolves. When Eron rose again, just a few minutes later, the goblins just as swiftly repeated their deed, initially believing this intruder to simply be some undead sent by Baron Sengir. Eventually, however, the goblin families of Costan relented, and Eron was placed on the throne, if only so that they could be rid of their current rulers. Now hailed as a king and demigod by his goblin subjects, Eron became the undisputed lord of the Costan Mountains. For over 100 years, Eron has ruled as the absolute dictator in Costan Keep, the order in the center of goblin chaos. While he's content to allow his goblin minions to act how they wish, ultimately, Eron expects his every order to be followed. He also seems to be aware of the state of the world and, in his own way, tries to make it a better place. Eron has formed a treaty with the people of Aeron, stipulating that so long as they provide goods and services to the Costan Mountains for a fair fee, he will do his best to keep the goblins from performing their usual raids. Similarly, Eron has gone out of his way to smuggle food and supplies to the people under the dominion of the Dark Barony. Though he has little hope that this will do much good, the Goblin King still defies Baron Sengir in this small way. The Baron, for his part, has sent many invitations to Eron the Relentless, inviting his fellow immortal to come visit the castle. Each time, Eron has refused, for he has no trust for Sengir, and he has good reason not to. The Goblin King may not know it, but Barnathine, the wizard who made him immortal over 100 years ago, was captured by Sengir when the Baron learned what happened, and was transformed into a werewolf for his deeds. It is likely that the Vampire Lord has similar plans for Aeron, should he ever get his hands on the thief. Though Eron is opposed to Baron Sengir, the greatest source of misery on Ulgrotha, he is not an overly pious man. Costan Keep has become a refuge for thieves and rogues, the scum and dregs of society. He ignores many of their misdeeds in return for their service, but when he is crossed, the torturous retribution he can deliver to those who wronged him is the stuff of nightmares. Costan Keep is a veritable fortress, with Eron at the center of its defenses. Violent goblins and crafty rogues stalk the halls, ready to slit the throats of any who trespass. But while he has many hidden knives at hand, his favored servants are the Minotaurs of Annaba. Eron uses these Minotaurs as his own personal bodyguards, but only a few are in his service. The majority of their people live peaceful, quiet lives among the Costan Mountains, but it is only a matter of time before Eron's goblin scouts find them, and he is able to bring them all under his rule. One can hardly speak about Eron the Relentless without mentioning his relationship with two rogues in particular, the thieving pair known as Chandler and Joven. While Eron is content to ignore most banditry that occurs in his domain, these two have managed to earn his eternal hatred. Some time ago, one of the goblin families unearthed an artifact from the Great War, the catastrophic conflict that nearly destroyed Ulgrotha. This artifact, the ebony rhino, was later offered up to Eron as a bribe during a goblin trial, and he grew to become quite attached to the relic. Joven and Chandler, through some deceit and trickery, managed to cheat away this prized possession from Eron's vaults, and, in response, Eron the Relentless, the immortal Goblin King, has promised that if he ever catches the pair of thieves, their torment would become the stuff of legends. Eron the Relentless was first introduced all the way back in the Homelands expansion in 1995. Costing 3 generic mana and 2 red mana, Aeron is a legendary creature, human rogue with 5 power and 2 toughness. Aeron has haste, and for 3 red mana, he can be regenerated. As one of the earliest legends in the game, Aeron's card is surprisingly faithful to his depiction in the lore, a rarity even now. Aeron has not been seen since his initial appearance way back during the Homelands set, though it's possible that Baron Sengir was able to kill him for good. I think it's likely that we'll see the Goblin King again. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or sharing this video with your friends. If you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, you'll be alerted whenever I upload new videos. If you have a topic you'd like me to discuss, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Finally, if you'd like to support me directly, well, I've created a Patreon for this channel. If you like what I do and want to help me out, go check it out. A link to it will be in the description below. Thanks again, and have a great day.